Hi there, this is Joe from SquareXO, and this is SquareXO episode 30. I'm joined by Dan.
Hello.
Rebecca.
Hey everyone.
And Nicole.
Hello.
Okay, before we start, don't forget you can follow us on twitter.com/square_XO. Visit our website at squarexo.co.uk. Listen to us on iTunes, on Podbean, and on youtube.com/JohansonWater. And we're on twitch.tv/SquareXO, and there'll be more streaming. There will be streaming now that we're starting to get into the good part of the year. There'll be loads to stream and talk about. And we've got a Patreon as well, which is patreon.com/SquareXO, I believe. But I'm just making that up, but I think that's what it is. So, yeah. If it isn't, then just search for SquareXO on there and you'll find us. But maybe somebody can check it, but I'm sure that's what it is. Almost positive. Right. Okay, yeah, so that's it. That's everything, I think. Remember to leave us a nice review on iTunes. I noticed quite a few of you have been following us on Podbean recently. I've been getting the emails through saying you've got new followers, so that's quite nice. We've had a few of them recently, haven't we, Dan?
We have, yeah. It's going
so
good.
That's nice. It's good you're all following us and finding us. Yeah, it's very pleasing. I'm glad you're enjoying the show. And we're episode 30 now, so it's only going to get better and better as we improve and bond and all that. So, yeah. Yeah, well, you got bond to get that, so you know how far you can push each other.
Yeah, there's that.
You can push me pretty far.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will, Joe. I like to push you. I'm going to push you to the edge.
Okay.
Anyway.
Yeah, speaking push to the edge, I think I upset a few people on Twitter. I keep doing that, don't I?
Really?
I'm quite good at upsetting people.
What have you done now?
Oh, the Xbox thing.
Yeah, just by doing a joke about the Xbox. I thought it was funny, but oh well, I guess some people
I
just
must have
don't
missed
a
it. What'd you
sense of
do?
humour.
Oh, it was a good tweet.
Rebecca can explain it then. Maybe explain it better than me.
I'll have to see if I can find it, but it was something about... Oh, was it about resolution or...
Oh yeah, all it was is some Xbox guy, it's a guy who works for Xbox, I don't know what his name is, but he just wrote, everything's better in 4K, right? And he had the sort of different resolutions and they were all colour coded, so you might have a really small one and then it moved all the way up to like 1080p, and then there was the one in between 1080p and 4K, and then there was 4K, and 4K was a big red screen and all the others were different colours, like yellow, green or whatever, and I just quoted the tweet and I said something stupid like, oh, it's a pity that big red screen's the best thing you'll see on an Xbox.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh dear.
I think it upset some people, but it was funny, so well, I thought it was funny. I think they forget I own an Xbox, these people, and I have done for, don't know, 10 years.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's nothing more than a joke, really, is it?
No. Ever since the Xbox came out, I've owned it, and I've been an Xbox Live member all that time as well. But I like to joke about it because I know it winds people up. Probably that's why. But oh well. I joke about Celtic all the time, or whoever else is a rival. It's just what you do, isn't it? It's just funny.
Yeah. The problem is some people take it ultra serious, don't they?
Yeah.
They do.
Amen.
Yeah, but oh well, what can you do? Anyway, enough of that rubbish. Okay, let's do some gaming news. Right, there's not a lot. I couldn't really find much PlayStation gaming news this week, but I've found bits and pieces, so let's have a look. Horizon Zero Dawn surpassed 3 million units sold at retail, so I think that's worldwide, but it's only at retail, so that's quite good for a new IP, I think, 3 million, isn't it?
Yeah.
Not bad, is it?
Yeah.
I think they'd be quite pleased with that, and I think it's probably done quite a few digitally now as well. I think digital sales is growing and growing all the time, so I think that's something that is probably quite high. I mean, even I don't know how high, but maybe you could be talking 1 million online as well.
How many PS4s have sold?
63 million shipped. That was a bit of news actually, that they've now 63.4 million PlayStation 4s. So, and they were so in June, I think it was, we get told there was about 60 to 61 million sold.
Puts it into perspective though, doesn't it? That only 3 million copies
Yeah.
sold of 60 is considered a success.
Yeah, but as quite a success. What's that, 5%? So I mean,
Roughly, yeah.
it's kind
When
of
you
alright.
think,
Plus, we don't
so-
know how many it sold digitally. It could have sold just as many again digitally, and then
Good
if
old
it was
space.
if it was 6 million, then it's 10%. That's quite good, really. That's quite a good.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, you're right.
It's just crazy, though, isn't it? Though, to think that only, 57 million other people haven't played it. What's considered to
Or
be,
bought it. Yeah.
the biggest game of the year or something. It's
yeah,
weird.
but it's just one of these
crazy.
things, and it is weird, the attach rate. But if you think something like Call of Duty, that might sell 15 million, and that's one of the most popular games or whatever, and even that's not really
Yes.
that much compared to the
Nice.
amount of people who buy the console.
Yeah.
That's spread over both consoles. That's spread over PC, Xbox, and PS4. So maybe in PS4 it would have sold 5 or 6 million or something. So
Yeah.
it only gets 10%, and it's the biggest game. FIFA's probably, these are the massive games, and really they don't even reach the full audience.
Yeah. Be interesting to know roughly how many games people own when they buy a console. Like what the average attach rate is.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to know what games are really get the biggest attach rate, wouldn't it? And I'd say
Yeah.
probably it's Zelda. It's the
Well,
sort
that
of
is at the moment,
Nintendo.
isn't it? Because
Yeah,
wasn't that at one point a 100% attach rate until Mario Kart came out, I think?
yeah. So
Something
at
like that, yeah.
So at Nintendo consoles, that's sort of, they seem to do quite well, but then that's because they really only have certain amount of games.
Yeah. Handful.
There's so
Oh, yeah.
many games on PlayStation and Xbox and PC that it's a bit like, what one do you choose? There's so many.
Yeah.
So it kind of eats in each other in a way.
Yeah.
But yeah, okay, yeah, nothing much else massive in terms of news. Stardew Valley's getting a new multiplayer, which is quite cool, and it lets
Yeah.
you marry your friends. So there you go.
Really?
Oh,
If
that's
you want
so
to marry your
cute.
friends,
Oh,
you
I
can
can
do
see that causing arguments. So.
Yeah.
So many.
The
Yeah.
internet's bad enough. Yeah.
But that's not coming to next year. I still don't think they've announced when the Switch version's coming, but it is eventually. Dynasty Warriors 9 is coming to the West on PC, PS4 and Xbox One. Doesn't interest me whatsoever. I've not played 1 to 8, if there's such a thing, so number 9 certainly doesn't interest me, but might interest some people. Friday the 13th has sold over 1.8 million copies. I don't even know what that is. Is that
Isn't
not
there
a
a
movie?
new one coming out in October?
What, Friday the 13th?
Yeah, did I see something like that? I can't remember.
I have no idea. I don't even know what game it is.
I
think
only
that-
know a tiny bit about it, but
Have you played Friday 1 to 12?
It's sold 1.8 million units since it launched in May on PC, PS4 and Xbox One. That's pretty impressive. That's quite a lot of units, isn't it? For a, basically what's a sort of a, don't know, sort of cheesy looking game.
Cheesy.
Yeah, I know nothing about it either.
No, not really.
So that's, maybe it's just sort of riding in the back of the movies or something. I don't know. Prey got a patch released that squashes bugs and fixes glitches on the PS4 at last, and the PS4 Pro as well, I presume.
it needs that patch.
Yeah,
I
I mean,
can
I've
tell
not
from
played
playing
it,
it.
so
I haven't
It's a game
updated
I
it yet,
missed
but
out.
it needs it.
You're
yeah,
suffering when you play it.
update 1.05. That is for your reference.
I shall get that going.
It's
a
going to be nice
big,
and stable
big
by the time I
patch.
play it.
Well, it's a huge patch. It fixes quite a lot. I mean, things like it fixes addresses screen tearing and stuttering on PS4, and then it adds a ton of stuff fixing the eye-related crashes. And no, I'm not going to read them all because there's just too many. But it's a big patch. Let's just put it like that. Okay, Crash Bandicoot did the business for Activision, and now everybody wants a Spyro remaster, apparently.
Yeah, that I saw loads on that.
So they are apparently going to look into making more remasters because Crash basically exceeded their expectations, and apparently it's Spyro's 20th anniversary next year. So
Which would seem appropriate.
Seem it make
Yeah.
it makes
But
sense.
that's the point. Whilst we're here, like, we can touch upon it very vaguely. But seeing as the news is very full, what do you guys think about kind of the spurring on of all these kind of remaking PS1 kind of games in a way?
I don't have a problem with it. If you want to buy them, buy them. If
Yeah.
you have a problem with it, don't buy them. But
Would you buy them?
no, I haven't bought Crash, or I won't buy Spyro. But I would if they did something like I don't know, Parasite Eve or Dino Crisis, or
What,
there's
think
loads of good stuff.
what about Patapon?
No, I'm not interested.
That's a good game on the PSP though.
Yeah, but it's a good game for some people and not for others. If
Yeah,
you've
that's what
got
I
the
was gonna
choice,
say.
then that's better. Like if there's the option to buy these games, then it's not worth moaning about. I can see where people come from, and I've said it before as well, that we want originality, but at the same time, there's a lot of history now, and then there's some people that weren't even born when the first Spyro came out that are own PlayStation 4s now. So it opens
That's
up
what I
the
like.
kind of history.
Yeah, I guess there's
to
an
people.
option. I'm just looking through Activision's IPs actually. No, they did Afterburner. I quite liked that game. Remember that game, Afterburner? It's quite an old one.
Vaguely remember it. Yeah.
They also
You could
did.
say it.
They also did
I was-
quite a few others as well.
I was just going to say, I think it's good as well, because games are a lot different today to what they used to be. Like, they used to be so simplistic and kind of easy going. I think it's nice to kind of bring that to today's generation of gamers. I do think it's quite a nice thing to integrate into today.
Yeah, I think so. It's a bit like, I don't know, classic films, or, people will still watch a classic 1960s film because it reminds them of being a child. And if then that film's released on Blu-ray, people don't all of a sudden moan because they're re-releasing an old film on a new format, which is HD, do they? And,
Exactly.
I think you can't. We said it before. You can't please everyone, and I'm up for some remasters. I'm not for others, but it's not for me to decide, is it?
Bring back Croc is all I can say.
Oh, Croc! I remember Croc.
Oh, Croc's the game. Croc is the game.
But yeah, there's loads though that they could do that I'd be willing to buy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just looking through them, trying to find anything I actually recognise. Activision aren't they? If I was to choose somebody to do remasters, it certainly wouldn't be Activision. Because
Kind of stuff they got on that list. Then read a few out.
I'm just looking to actually try and find something that sticks out. But there's nothing really sticking. GoldenEye 2007, but that was for DS and Wii. I don't know if that was something they could bring back. I don't know. I swear that was a rare thing, was it not?
GoldenEye on the N64 was, but they did do a sequel to it, which just basically was selling off the name GoldenEye, but it wasn't actually a remake of GoldenEye from the N64 kind of era.
Yeah, did Indiana Jones. They done an Indiana Jones. What else we got here?
Yeah, so it's just load. It's mainly COD, Guitar Hero.
Yeah, most of the stuff they've done's been licensed stuff.
Yeah.
That's the thing. So I mean, it's very rare that you get them do something original, really.
I have a little bit to say about that, if
Go
that's
for it.
right with everyone. I was about to say, when you guys were talking about, the PS1 remasters, I was going to say, I'm not really that bothered about it. I would much rather have something original. But then I've just been thinking about what I've been playing and what I want to buy, and it's all Resident Evil 4 remasters or remakes, Resident Evil 5 remasters or remakes. So I do get the nostalgia thing, because even though I was probably a toddler when Crash Bandicoot, was big, I do see the appeal of playing something I loved when I was a young teenager on my current platform. So I get why it's such a wanted form of medium to remaster all these old games. So yeah, I was going to say I'm not for it. I wish they did more original things. But then after having a think about what I actually want to play and how often I go back to old games I love, I think, I don't actually think there's a problem with it anymore.
Yeah.
I think it's good.
I think as long as they're not sacrificing new ideas
Yeah.
for the sake of just re-releasing stuff, that would be a problem. But all the time we've got all these great new games coming as well. I don't see the issue. Talking of
It's kind
Resident
of split
Evil,
even, isn't it?
you should really try and get hold of a GameCube and play the Resident Evil remake.
I have
on
a
that.
GameCube. I've done
Yeah.
it. I've already done that.
That's
I've
a
done
brilliant.
it.
Yeah.
It's so good, yeah.
Okay.
When I got my GameCube, that's the first thing I got.
I can't even find anything interesting on that list, so I'm going to start looking. Giving in now. Okay, let's move on. There's not much more news. Konami announced an exclusive global partnership with Fulham. So, don't know why anyone
I
would
don't know
care
anything
about
that.
Fulham,
The
but I'm
football
sure.
club?
Yeah, the football club. So I'm sure for Pro Evolution Soccer 2018. So I presume that means they're going to have the official kits and have their have their
Aren't they a
stadium and
championship
all
team,
that.
though? They're not even Premier League.
I've
Odd
no
choice.
idea. No idea. I don't know why they're choosing them, but hey, each to their own and all that.
Yeah.
And Titanfall 2's landed on EA Access and Origin Access, so if you're a subscriber, you can get that for free. And finally, in terms of news, Spotify's come to Xbox One, which everybody seemed to be making a big fuss about. Don't really.
I saw that.
I occasionally use it on PlayStation, but there's so many devices I can listen to Spotify on my iPhone and even on my Sonos speakers, Alexa, all that. I don't tend to really use it on the PlayStation, because if I can just tell Alexa to play my song, or I can just load up my Sonos app and play a song through the speaker, I don't really want to be putting the TV on and stuff to play music.
I just use it for when I'm like grinding for a platinum, and I'm just like, I just need music to do this because I've played this game for so long now. Like that's what I've been doing.
That's fair enough.
But
I mean, I can understand if you're playing a game that you don't necessarily need to listen to, and you just want some music in the background, like if it's a racing game or whatever, then yeah, it's pretty cool for that. But otherwise, I'm not that fussed. But it's still good everybody gets these things, so it's quite good. I mean, if you want it, then it's good that the option's coming, because why should it be exclusive to certain consoles? Do you know what I mean? Because it's Spotify, so it's a bit daft that it is, but oh well. But it's not going to be soon, so there you go. Okay, and the charts. Okay, this week's charts: Crash Bandicoot was number 1, Splatoon 2 was number 2, Grand Theft Auto, surprise, surprise, number 3, Fallout 4, Doom, Dishonored, they were all there as well. What else? Rest of the top 10, Miitopia, don't even know what that is, never heard it before. Rugby League Live 4, FIFA 17, and Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon Wildlands, with Horizon at number 11. So yeah, I'm just looking to see if there was any new entries. But Call of Duty Modern Warfare Remastered, that's a new entry. That was way down at number 31. But yeah, nothing much. So yeah, that's the charts. Nothing very exciting this week. Crash Bandicoot's going to stay there, I think, for a while, I would think.
Till Uncharted comes out, probably.
Yeah.
That'll shift everything up.
Yeah. You missed that Atlas announced a Persona 3 Dancing Moon Knight and Persona 5 Dancing Star Night, which is kind of sequels to Persona 4 Dancing All Night, which is a rhythm action game on Vita, but the two new ones are on PS4 and Vita as well. So they kind of expand the universe a little bit, which I know you have no interest in, but a lot of people will.
Yeah.
So that was good news this week as well. It's nice to see them doing some more games.
You never know, actually, we're going back to the charts, you never know, Agents of Mayhem might shake things up. I don't know how well that's going to do, but that's one of the first bigger games. That comes out the week before Uncharted, so it'll be interesting to see if that can climb up the top of the charts, because really that's the first big retail game of August, I would say. I mean, you've got Sonic Mania, but that's digital only. You've got Cities Skylines, that's PS4 only, because it's already out in our thing. So I don't think that'll make much impact. But that Agents of Mayhem's the first sort of multi-platform for August. So yeah, that could maybe get up there before Uncharted does. You never know.
Yeah.
You never know. And so yeah. Yeah, that's it. That's it.
Very quiet.
Cool.
This
Yeah, it is a quiet news week. But it was a busy news week last week.
It will
suppose
pick
all
up soon
balances up.
because it's Gamescom in a couple of weeks, isn't it?
Is it? I look forward to being able to do our predictions.
Yeah, Gamescom. We might need to do that next week, because I doubt there's much to predict, to be honest. Microsoft's not really doing a conference. Sony hasn't announced it's doing a conference, so it probably isn't. I'd imagine Sony's conference is going to be later in the year again, say round about Paris Games Week or Eurogamer, something like that.
Yeah.
So we probably won't see a Sony Europe conference till September or October, which means Microsoft's doing the sort of, it's funny sort of showcase. It's not really a conference. They might have a few things to say, but they won't have much. So there's not really going to be much to predict. The only one doing a conference will be EA. And if it's anything like their one at E3, then it'll be terrible anyway.
Oh god, it was bad, wasn't it?
So yeah, so there's nothing really much to get excited about Gamescom wise. We might get a few we might get a few announcements rather. You never know, but yeah. Right, we did have few years questions. I did have my own topic, so I may as well mention it since the news is pretty quiet. Well, I've been playing Life is Strange, right? You know that because I've been playing it for a few weeks. But this week, I finally thought to myself, right, let's go. And I completed it. So I sat through an episode a day, probably. And I'd finished episode 1. I finished that off earlier in the week. And then I just sort of sat through, done episode 2, 3, 4, and 5. So that's all complete now. Like I say, I've completed it before. But this time round, I tried to do things a little different.
Yeah, it's so good when you do it.
Just to see, and that's kind of like my topic. I mean, what do you think about playing games again? What do you think? Especially games like that, or the story-based games or whatever, where you can make different choices. What do you think of playing through them again?
I definitely enjoy it. Like, I really enjoyed doing it with Life is Strange. I'd say that's probably one of the games I've enjoyed doing it most with. Because I picked like the most light-hearted, like I really wanted the best ending possible the first time round, and then the second time round I went out of my way to make everything come crashing. And it was just that I loved experiencing the game in two different lights, and it enhances replayability. I think it's really, really good. I think it's lovely playing games again. But
I do the same with like, Telltale games. I like play the first season through nice, and like I do everything I want to do, and I've done it with every single season of The Walking Dead. So I've played through it once like the way I would play through it normally, and then I play through it again, and I just make Clementine so nasty to everyone. Like in any situation I can get, I make everybody horrible to each other. But I think with Telltale games, it's a bit, I don't know, I think it's really rewarding because there's so many different options. You know, you can pick a different phrase to say to someone, and you get 3 new paragraphs of dialogue that you haven't heard before, and obviously then there's different outcomes for characters depending on what you do. So I think with that it's really rewarding. And then obviously I play Bloodborne all the time, and I must have played through that about 8 times now, start to finish. And that does have like certain quests that you can mess up or NPCs you can befriend, but that's not the same because it's obviously not an interactive story in that way. It's more of just you go off and you kill these things and then it ends. Whereas Telltale games are meant to be evoking emotion in you, aren't they? So I think it really pays off to play them once or twice.
It's definitely more appropriate in the kind of interactive dramas, like in games like that, definitely.
No, I'm all for it. I think it's great. I think if you like a game enough to want to stick with it, even if it's, you know, you finish it and then you come back to it maybe 3 or 4 months later, I think it's really great that games are at a point now where they can hook you like that, and you're like, I don't want to leave that setting or that story yet, I want to go back to it. I think it's great.
Because I didn't think in Life is Strange your decisions actually really changed the ending of the game, did they? Like, is it not the same slightly with Telltale games, in that you still get from A to B, you just might go a slightly different route? But
it's not as drastic, but it's more kind of, I don't know, like how you look at the characters, and I don't know.
You get that sort of 2 choices how you'll end the game, don't you, in Life is Strange? And I think I might have ended it differently this time than I did the first time, but I really can't remember. But I think I did it different.
In Life is Strange, it's all about romancing certain characters, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like, you can romance as, like, you know, like 2 or 3, I think it's 2 or 3, maybe 2.
There's definitely choices in there. For instance, there's in my first playthrough, I went in one of the bedrooms and I opened the window. No, in the first playthrough I never opened the window, so the bird just smacked off the window and got killed, I think. God. In the second playthrough I'd opened the window and then it flew in and got stuck in the room, and then a bit later on I found it flying about the house and I opened the window and it escaped, so obviously it stayed alive. And then I went downstairs and I found a nest with eggs in it, and then I took a photo of that, but I'm presuming that nest wouldn't have been there if I hadn't let the bird in the house in the first place. I don't know.
Probably
Yes.
not, but it's still, the story's still, I don't think we've got to the point where people are able to create like a truly interactive story yet. I think for me, Until Dawn's the nearest one that you get.
Oh
because
yeah, that's such a good example.
You kind of, the endings are, although the endings are still very much the same, that you end with certain characters alive or not, don't you?
Yeah.
I think, you know, I don't know, it's hard to say. I don't like to really play games twice anyway.
So
But
yeah, in that respect, what games would you say are worth playing twice?
Definitely Until Dawn, I'd say. If you're unhappy with your ending.
And if you want to get the platinum, you've got to do
That's
it.
very true, yeah.
I've played
Beyond Two
through.
Souls.
Beyond Two Souls never really, I don't know, I bought it for part of the collection with Heavy Rain, and I love Heavy Rain, but until sorry, I'm getting confused with Until Dawn. Between Two Souls, I never really got hooked. I think I got about halfway through and I was like, man, I'd rather just play Heavy Rain instead.
I really, really liked it. I thought it was fantastic, really good. But definitely one that you should play more than once. I want to play it again, that's why I got it on PS4.
Yeah.
I've not played either.
Where's one?
See, to me,
probably-
Uncharted's a game you can play twice. The first Uncharted, I've played that twice. Really liked it.
So just because I just want to get my facts straight before I say anything, do you count playing twice as playing it on easy, medium, hard, and extra hard in like one block? Or would you say playing it twice is playing it, finishing it, and then going back 6 months later and finishing it again?
Yeah, that's what I'd say.
Yeah, that's what I'd say, yeah.
So I could probably count on one hand the amount of games that I've ever gone back to and played again.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean,
off the top of my... Sorry, Jay.
No, I was just going to say, I was also going to add to that what remasters. So if you've played it on PlayStation 3 and then you bought the remaster on PlayStation 4, then I'd consider that it's playing it twice as well.
Yes. So I've done Shenmue, No More Heroes, Metal Gear Solid 1, and The Last of Us are probably the only games that I've had
So only
time
4.
away that I can think of off the top of my head. I've gone back to Ocarina of Time, but got fed up and couldn't finish it. I couldn't be bothered to finish it again. And there's other games like that I thought, oh yeah, I want to play, and you know, half an hour in, I just don't bother because I've seen it. What's the point in playing something again when you know the outcome and there's tons of other things to play? So I'd say they're the only, off the top of my head and looking at my shelves now, they're the only things that I've gone back to. I really can't think of any others.
It's interesting. Everyone's so different. What are you like, Joe? What do you think?
Oh, I see. I mean, I've now played Life is Strange twice. I've played Uncharted twice because I really like it. If I really like a game, I'll go back twice. Darksiders as well. It's just anything I really enjoy. I'll always play it again after a wee while's pass because I'll probably forget most of it and just want to go back and enjoy it again. So I'm quite happy to do it if it's a game I really like. I've not got a problem.
I like doing it.
What about before this gen? What about going back for? Would it have been something you did a while ago as well, or is it just now?
Possibly. No, I'd probably done it before as well. If it was a game I liked, I don't see why I wouldn't.
Yeah.
Well, I've played through Ratchet and Clank 2 so many times, I need like extra fingers and toes to count on, so.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I just feel like there's so much other stuff going on that retreading the same path is just kind of, I don't know, just, I don't.
Another game
I get what you're trying to say.
Another game I think I'd like to try play again is Enslaved Odyssey to the West, because that was a really good game and it's been a long time since I've played that. If they remastered that, I would definitely buy it and play it again because it's really good. And not enough people played it. And also, what was the other game I was thinking of? There was another one I was thinking, Heavenly Sword. Quite like give her a crack at that if they remastered that.
They were both the same developer, weren't they? So they could do like a double pack.
They've actually got a game coming out this month as well. Hellblade.
Tuesday it comes out.
Yeah. Hellblade, that's the same developer, Ninja Theory. So yeah, I'm expecting that to be a good game because they're a really good developer. They tell a good story, so they do a good job with their games. So
Yeah, I watched the trailer of that last night. I can't quite understand what it is as a game. Is it going to be like their other ones, kind of like a third-person action combat game, or is it something else? I haven't really seen much about it to know.
Based on Enslaved and Heavenly Sword, you would think it would be that sort of idea, third person. Didn't they do a Devil May Cry as well? I'm sure they did. I'm sure they
did the DMC, didn't they? I think.
Yeah, and that's so I get the feeling they'll kind of stick to what they're good at, third person sort of view and telling a good story. I think that apparently it's a I can't say the word now. Psychological sort of thriller sort of thing.
Yeah, it certainly seems that way from the trailer. I think it looks good, but it's £25 for a digital game. I don't know if I can. I don't feel that for me that £25 for something that you don't get anything physical for is worth it. I'll wait for it to
see. It's sort of these are the sort of games I'd call AA games. You get your AAA big budget, £40, and then you get your sort of indie games, and then you get your AA games, as I like to call them, which is kind of by a sort of established developer, and it's sort of had money spent on it, but it's not quite got the big powers behind it to spend a fortune marketing, but it will still be pretty decent.
Yeah, and they're going to do a physical version, so I'm just going to hold off for that. They haven't announced anything. That's not, I don't know, but if it sells a decent amount, they will do a physical version, so I'll just hold out for that. I think.
But it'll be interesting to see the reviews. Maybe we can convince somebody to send us a copy so we can review it, because I think it could be one worth reviewing, because if it's good, it's nice. What I like about reviewing games is if it's a good game, like Enslaved Odyssey to the West was a good game, then I can at least try and sell it to one person and support the developer because it's good. I mean, just if a game's terrible, I can tell everybody not to bother with it, but like when it's a really sort of hidden gem like that game is, it's a bit annoying when people don't buy it despite the reviews being so good. So even if you kind of can convince somebody to buy it, it's a bit like I do with Darksiders as well. I try and convince. I must have sold so many copies of that game for them the amount I went on about it, but it's just like when games is that good, you just want people to take notice of it.
But it's so subjective though, isn't it? Because I feel that way about some games and you feel the opposite way, so like it's difficult, and I suppose that's why
when they stop me trying when they stop me trying to convince people to buy it.
But that's it, it's about getting the right people's opinions on the right games, isn't it?
That's one I think could be worth keeping an eye on. So it'd be nice if at least one of us played it so that we could talk about it on the podcast if it is good.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, then you never know. The rest will be going, oh, I might buy that then.
Did you pre-order it or not? Was that one of the ones you were saying
I never bought it yet, no. I wasn't sure about that one. I was kind of on the fence because I wanted to keep my money for something later in the year as well. But I got the ones I knew I definitely wanted. But I've always had an eye on this one, so I'm not sure. Maybe I'll speak to the developer and see if we can review it or something.
But also, if people are playing it, because by the time people listen to this, it might already be out. So if you've played it and you've got an opinion on it, share it with us on Twitter. Because,
definitely be interesting to know what everyone thinks of it. If whoever gets it, it'd be great to know what you think of it. I'd really like to be really interested in knowing, especially from people who've paid money and have bought it and have played it. That's the opinion that counts the most, so it'd be good to hear. So it would, what you got to say about it. Okay, the event news. Right there. Just look at my wee thing. Right, we do have some users' questions, or at least one. I don't know if we had any others on Twitter this week, but we had the one I sent to everybody. So let's talk about that. Let me just find it because I can't remember what it was for. There it is. The question for the podcast was from... Oh, have I still got his name on here?
It's one of our Patreons, Tomac
one.
McInnes.
Ah, there it is. I did have it. It was just up the top. Thomas. Right, thanks Thomas for the question. Right, okay, what his question was is, do you think Sony made a mistake in abandoning the Vita so quickly? I personally think they could have marketed Remote Play more and promoted the Vita as a budget-friendly entry-level machine. The 3DS I can't read today. The 3DS coexists happily with Switch in that very way. What do you reckon? For one, I don't think the 3DS is going to coexist with Switch
Not
for
much
too much
longer, I don't
longer.
think.
To be honest, I think by this time next year they'll probably start to wane the 3DS out and concentrate more on the Switch. But
And they've just released a 2DS as well, haven't they? So talk about flipping messing the market up. Like, how is a parent meant to understand what to buy when there's about 50 different variants?
Yeah, it gets confusing. But I think the 3DS is on its way out, but it's had a good run, that's for sure, because it's a fantastic console. But yeah, let's talk about that then, the Vita. I mean, to be honest, I have to put my hands up and say I've not used my Vita for about a year at least.
Right.
I just don't use it anymore. I've not used it a long time. I've not bought any games for it, not downloaded. I own loads of games for it, but I've not touched it at all. I'm not really that interested in anything on it anymore.
Yeah.
I've had my Vita time and enjoyed it, but now I've kind of moved on from that. So
which might be indicative of the market, which is why Sony have seemingly abandoned it. But I think they've made a mistake in kind of not pushing the connection between it and PS4 quite as heavily as what they could have.
Yeah, I think when I lost interest in Vita is when everybody else did, the sort of third parties, when Sony did, when there's no more IPs that I like coming to it, like Uncharted and God of War and FIFA and all that. I mean,
but they didn't need that if they were to say it's the perfect companion for PS4 because you can just click a button and remote play to it.
Yeah.
I think they almost miss a trick in that your whole PS4 library is compatible on your Vita pretty much, and you can sit in your bed with the PS4 downstairs running and be playing a game on your Vita.
The remote play is definitely a really good thing, but I mean,
I don't think people know it exists though. I don't think enough think of how many new people there are to PlayStation with PS4. It's sold vastly more than what PS3 has, so there's new people to the PlayStation brand that own a PS4. They haven't pushed remote play in the slightest. So there's probably, even if it's just 20% of PS4 owners that haven't heard of it, that's the potential to quite a big audience of PS Vita purchasers there that they've just kind of just taken for granted or just thought, we won't bother. Like they could have prolonged the life of it and made developers maybe see the value in it by, I don't know, packaging it in with a PS4. For
I wonder how many PS4 owners like me own more than one, because that's a big deal, because obviously I can play my PS4 upstairs because I've got one up here and downstairs, so I would have no need for remote play really anyway, because I've got the better quality upstairs. I wonder how many people do that, if it's a big thing or if it's just kind of a minority of people that own a second one.
Yeah, I'd say it's a minority, because I'd probably...
I don't know anyone else who owns a second one apart from you.
Yeah, well, I own multiple.
And Dan.
But
we have multiple, but I don't own them. They're not mine. Yeah.
I just think, even so, like, I still use remote play. So I just, if when X Factor starts and we sit on a Saturday night and that's on the telly, I can still remote play my PS4 and sit with Lisa on the sofa and watch Saturday night telly. So I think they've messed up. Not messed up, sorry, but I think they gave Vita a bit of a raw deal.
They didn't do the. I think they should have done like the vice versa kind of remote play as well, where you could play your PS3 on your screen, like big screen. Like, I definitely think that when you go through forums and stuff, that's a big it's a big marketing opportunity because loads of people actually want that.
Yeah.
And I mean, they never kind of introduced anything for it, and I definitely think it's just something they've abandoned too soon, for sure.
Makes you wonder why. I think it comes down to PlayStation 4 being so successful, really, that they just thought, look, we've got a beast here, let's just put all our focus on it and make sure it sells tons, which it has. So I mean, if that is the case and that's the thing that's making them loads of money, then you can't really.
Yeah, but it's a shame because, like, I mean, the games that are actually out for Vita, they kind of, like, the developers and that, they're not very kind of consistent with patching the games. So a lot of Vita games I have played have been relatively unstable because where they just see it as a kind of a lost cause, that it's not very kind of up to date with patches and stuff. So it's annoying playing some games on it, and I just definitely think they abandoned it way too early.
Yeah, I think there's still life in it, and there's still games coming out for it, but I just think they could have done more with it. And part of me hopes they've binned it because there's something else coming, but I don't think it likely. No.
No, that's not.
I'm going to live in hope, but I just think that with the advent of mobile gaming, that most people don't need a handheld anymore. People are happy to sit and play crap on their phone. So
yeah, that's the reason they abandoned it. Mobile gaming and PlayStation 4 being so successful, and the fact that they were working on PlayStation VR, and they just can't do 3 things at once. They can't.
I wouldn't be surprised though if VR's gone in 2 or 3 years. I really.
Nah, I don't.
Yeah, that's
I don't
been quite
see it.
small, hasn't it?
It's not been huge, but I don't see it going anywhere. I think they'll, knowing Sony, I think they'll improve it and make it better, and they'll keep pushing it. I don't think it's going anywhere, VR. I think they're sort of in that for the long run.
Do you not think, though, that the whole premise of PS4 was about, for the gamers, and it was how it was going back to this whole, we're gimmick free, we're going to, you're going to have a proper controller, sit in front of a telly and play a good game. And that's kind of the foundations of what the PlayStation 4 was born on. It was a system for gamers.
That's still what it is, though.
Yeah, it is, but for me, the VR is a sidestep to that, and it's not about core gaming. VR it's an added extra. I refuse to call it a gimmick, but it's like 3D was. They pushed that for a little bit, and look where that is now. It's like Move. Where's that now? I just think people want a core gaming system. They don't want all the faff and the extra that comes with it. You get in from a day at work, you want to pick up a controller, press a button, and play a game.
There's quite a lot of people who still want VR though, but I mean, like you say, I mean, you look at the games coming out for it now, and realistically, it's almost Vita-like now.
Yeah.
Where you've got the sort of indie developers developing for it, and the last big game Sony announced for it really was Farpoint. That's out now. Now what big games is on the way for VR now?
Well, the audience base isn't big enough for them to make money from, is it? So it's like a chicken and an egg situation. They probably can't afford to pump a load of money into development for a game that's going to sell less than 1 million. But then no one's going to buy a VR because there's not a game that more than 1 million people are going to buy. So I don't think in its current form, and for PS4, I don't think VR will be a massive success.
No.
I know that sounds kind of negative, and the people do love it, and it is, it's great for what it is as an entry-level VR system. But I think until they make it you have to have VR headset to play these games. So if PS5 came out and it was exclusive to a headset, which would kill PlayStation, then I don't think it'd get the support that it needs or deserves. It's the same with the Vita.
The thing is, this new Xbox One X is going to get VR, so I mean that's why I don't think it's going to go anywhere anytime soon, because Sony will obviously want to compete with that, so they'll improve VR as it stands, maybe release a wireless one, and maybe when they release a wireless one, people start to take notice. Maybe that'll be the thing that makes people go, oh, now I do fancy it.
But my brother's got so one of my brothers has got a VR, and the other one has got, is it the HTC Vive, which is the PC version?
Yeah.
And at home, my mum and dad have had to empty out their dining room so that he can use the Vive as like a VR room. So it's not like this simple thing that you can just have in your lounge and play. You need the space to move around and swing things.
Oh yeah, definitely, yeah.
And not everyone has that. So if you think back to when you were young and you bought consoles, you'd be sat on your bed 2 foot away from a TV playing a console. So that whole market is alienated by VR because there's not the room. And I know at home I don't want a VR in my lounge. I don't want to have to move the sofas out and the coffee table out. In its current form, I don't think it's viable.
No, I think you're kind of right, because when I was playing Job Simulator, I've got a huge front room, and kind of the way our front room's set out, there's nothing there. The floor's there's just a big wide space, and I was still tripping over the sofa, even though I had got all this room. So I mean, I can kind of understand that. And a lot of it for me was quite disorientating and made me feel sick. I'd say the majority of the games made me feel sick. So the only one I could really get on with was games like Headmaster and Job Simulator. But the big games that Sony released, like what was it called? The Gorilla one, where it was like you were a big robot or something. I can't remember what it was called now. But that one, and the Robinson the Journey with the dinosaurs, stuff like that made me feel sick. And they were the big games, and it was like, I don't want to play these. I kind of wanted to play the little games like Job Simulator and stuff. That's my favourite game in VR. So I mean, I kind of miss not having it, just because I really enjoy those games. And it's some experience. I mean, it really is. You need to sort of play to believe it, sort of thing. It is that good, I'd say, when you're playing it for the first time. Especially at Job Simulator, you just all of a sudden you're in an office and you're looking all around you, and you see all these cubicles and you're throwing donuts at your boss and stuff. It's brilliant. In a way, I love it, and I kind of want it back because it's just brilliant. But I can kind of understand why people wouldn't want it. I'd rather
just have a big telly.
Yeah.
You still get the same kind of immersion on a massive telly, don't you, with a nice resolution?
Nah, not really.
Not to the same level, but you can still lose yourself.
It's completely different. It's nothing like it, I'd say. It's just completely different. I don't care how big a TV you'd have. It's because it's all around you. You're in the middle of it, and it's all around you. So it's really good in that respect. So I don't think anything can really beat that experience if they nailed it. If they nailed it and you were in a game and it was just like playing Uncharted, if they captured that sort of feel like playing Uncharted in a VR.
How would they do that though? How would they do it? They couldn't, could they?
Well, I don't know, but I'm just saying if they could capture the same sort of atmosphere and graphics and story in a VR, then the VR would beat TV hands down every time. But I mean, it's just, I don't know, it is good. So I'm not certainly no knocking it. I mean, I would, if they released a wireless one, I'd certainly mega consider getting one back again, because I think there's something to it, and I don't think it's going to away anytime soon. But I still think at the same time, you're right, it needs to sort of appeal more really to everybody, which it's not really doing at the moment. So, but I do think.
Either of you guys got one, Rebecca and Nicole?
My main reason is that I just can't afford one. But also, you know how Joe was talking about motion sickness. I've been playing. Obviously, I played Resident Evil 7 at the start of the year, and that's very big on VR. But I felt queasy playing it just in first person. Just some of the things that happened. So I really do think I would be so off-put by the action. You know how you were saying, oh, it'd be fun to see something like Uncharted in VR. I don't think I'd want that amount of movement and action in my face, and around me.
I wasn't really talking.
Make me feel so ill.
Yeah, I wasn't really talking
that
game
though.
As such, but just the kind of
like an action-y
immersion, really.
Yeah. No, I've never been too fussed about it, really. I mean, I do think Job Simulator looks fun, and if someone had a VR and they're like, oh, don't have a go, I'd probably have a go on one, because I've never actually ever had a go on VR. But I wouldn't fork out my own money to buy one, because the current library doesn't appeal to me, and I've not seen anything from them that makes me think I need it. Like, I bought my PS4 because I needed to play Bloodborne. I was like, I need to play this game. I've not seen anything in VR that's made me go, I need to play this game, and the only way I can play it is if I get VR. So at the minute, I'm just quite happy to let it go on over there while I'm just playing.
See, it's just about annoying, because I own I own about 20, 25 VR games because I got
Really?
sent them all for review right at the
Oh no.
start. So I've got tons of them just sitting there and I can't do anything with them. It's a bit annoying. So,
eBay.
Coasters.
well, they're all digital, so no.
Oh,
Oh
right.
no, that's
Yeah, they're all
annoying.
digital. So yeah.
And what
okay.
about you, Nicole?
Well, I stand by the fact that lack of games, nothing appeals to me as of yet, and I can't justify, buying it on account of the novelty of having it. Like, I just look at it and think, why'd I do that? But
Yeah.
also, I'm kind of gamer. I prefer to just go home, sit in front of a TV and play like that. Like, I don't see the point of getting up and moving and stuff. I mean, I played the Wii and I know it's not the same, but the kind of getting up and moving physically, that's not the enjoyment I get from a game.
Yeah,
like,
agree.
for me, that's like a family night in or whatever. That's not like, playing a game to me. I much prefer to sit there with a controller. That's the kind of level of immersion I want from a game. That's all I want from it. I don't see the point in, dancing around my living room like a moron. Quite frankly, like that's not the level of enjoyment I get from games. So again, unless there's a game that will really take my fancy on it, I can't imagine I'd ever invest.
Oh no,
Yeah.
I have to agree there. There's nothing quite beats just sitting on the couch playing your game with your controller in your hand. I mean, that's kind of nice, just sitting there in it and just relaxing. I can
Yeah.
understand why people wouldn't like the VR in that respect, but I just think the immersion you get from the VR is pretty amazing and nothing can really beat it. But at the same time, it is nice just to sit on the couch.
Yeah, I don't like
Yeah.
games that are physically demanding, because that is, the total opposite of what I want to get from playing a game. Is I want to not demand
You want to relax, don't you?
Yeah, exactly. I don't want to be moving.
Yeah.
That's fair enough.
Yeah, it will be interesting to see, like, this time next year when we're on episode 82 or whatever, what they've done with VR and kind of if they've made us buy it, or it's going to be an interesting 12 months for it. And
Yeah.
I do think they're integrated into PS5 better.
Yeah.
But it'd just be interesting to see how they do that.
Okay,
I
right.
think.
Okay, that's about that. We're near pushing an hour. Have we got a game to play, do we?
We do, but if we're running late and we want to do what we've been playing this week, we can just save it for next week. I'm happy to do that.
Oh no, let's play a game and skip.
You want to do it?
Let's skip what we've been playing.
You
Why
sure?
not? Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
All right,
let's
okay, let
skip
me just
that
load everything
and
up.
just play a game. Who cares what we've been playing?
Yay. Right, okay then. Okay, this first review is from the 20th of June 2015, and it's very vague, but I shall read it to you anyway. Okay. In this game, you must just hide or run. It's very boring and dull.
Is
That's
it
like a
Until
little
Dawn?
landscape. No. Although actually that is a kind of a common theme in Until Dawn, isn't it?
Literally.
Shall I read the second one?
Yeah.
It's not The Last of Us, is it?
Nope. Okay. 22nd of December 2014. Waste of money, ridiculously difficult and boring even on the lowest setting. It's just not fun or even scary at all. It's just frustrating being killed over and over again. Pointless game. The save is also ridiculous. Save points are too far apart and no way to save unless you get to one.
Are we on Bloodborne again or something?
No, we're not on
similar?
Bloodborne.
No. Right. Let me think. So you can just hear our listeners screaming what it is.
Yeah.
So I go,
Well,
it's
you're
that! Hurry
screaming
up and
what it
guess, it's that!
2014 is a long time ago.
Yeah, the other one was from 2015, if in case you needed clarity.
You've not just picked another Dark Souls game again, have you?
No, I promise it's not Dark Souls or Bloodborne. I promise.
It's not meant to be. It's meant to be scary, but didn't achieve that.
Yeah.
Like,
Is it a Resident Evil game?
No.
No.
I have one more review if you're stuck.
Go on,
Go on then.
Okay. 27th of January 2015. I was expecting so much from this game after playing Wolfenstein, but for me it's just a mess. It has quite a bit of stealth. That's just creeping round and round again. This does not work in first-person mode. In fact, it's ridiculous. So after a few hours of wandering, I gave up. Waste of money.
Dishonored?
Nope.
Dishonored 2.
No. I don't know why they've said Wolfenstein. because I don't see the connection personally.
Ah.
But
It's not the same developer, is it? Like,
So it's not a Bethesda game then.
well, I know that. Wait, hang on a second. I will just double check. I know that. I don't want to like get
Yeah,
it wrong.
tell us
again.
who the developer is. That'll be our clue.
Okay, hang on.
Or the publisher. Publisher's better.
You want to the publisher?
Run and hide.
I would probably get it straight away when you tell me publisher.
Okay, hang on a second. It's Sega.
Sega. Oh, so it could have been Sega? Alien.
Yes, Alien Isolation. Well done.
I
Well
knew I'd
done.
get
That's
it.
hard, isn't it? That's really
Yeah.
hard.
I knew as soon as I knew the publisher, I'd get it. That
Get
gives
it.
Someone
away
told
from
me that was a
every
good
time.
game, actually, though.
I don't know.
Mm.
I've played it I've not finished it. I'm probably about 40% through. And I do quite enjoy it, but I really do understand what they say when they talk about the save stations being too far apart. You basically have to redo an entire chapter if you die in between the next save. It's so frustrating.
That's so annoying. That.
Yeah, it's really annoying. I don't know why. It doesn't like auto save. So you go to a save station, you save, and then you have to do probably 30 minutes of gameplay without seeing another save station. And if you die, you do it all again. It's just so annoying.
That would drive me absolutely bonkers.
I did start that game. I can't remember how far I got into it, but if that was the reason, I probably just threw it away and just never played it again. Because games like that, I just can't stand. I hate.
Yeah.
I can never see the reason for making you lose 30 minutes of gameplay and then make you play it over again.
It just makes you hate the game, doesn't it?
does.
You get frustrated with it.
Yeah, you get frustrated, and I just think to myself, I'm not
That's
wasting
why
our
the
30
start of
minutes.
Nier nearly killed me off. The start of Nier.
Oh yeah,
I-
that annoyed me because I lost my save at the start and the end. I was raging.
Literally, it
start
came
all
up at the
over
start
again.
screen again, and I was like, "Who the hell does this?" I was, like,
I was
turning it
so
off straight away.
angry because I've just played 30 minutes. This crap now, and I need to go play it again.
Gotta get it again.
Oh, I
Yeah.
What
was
happened?
annoyed. I just lost my save. I don't know what I'd done, but I had to start again.
All right.
It's so frustrating. It does
I
it all
was
the
so
time in
annoyed.
this game. It's so annoying.
I don't know what I did to lose my save, but who knows? Maybe I just never saved it. I don't know.
Heard you
That's
moaning,
what it was.
probably.
You had to save, didn't you? It didn't do it automatically, did it? So
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think
yeah,
maybe
yeah.
I turned the game off,
Oh, and you forgot.
and I never knew it didn't save. So I turned it off, and then I turned it back on again, and it goes, "Oh, there's no save file," and I'm like, "What?"
Oh God, no.
Cute
was
mental
raging.
breakdown.
so it's more my fault probably rather than the games, but oh well, because I never paid attention. Because most games these days just auto save, don't they?
Yeah.
You can
Yeah.
suspend and resume or whatever, but for some reason that never worked.
Mm.
Don't know why. That was
Next
annoying.
next thing.
Next thing, what do you want? Item or game?
No game.
Next
Game.
game? Okay. 6th of March 2016. Yawn. How can this have so many 5-star reviews? It's so boring. Gameplay is so repetitive. Every mission more or less the same as the previous one. All the enemies the same. All the environments the same. What a waste of money. RPG should be put to rest, especially this one.
Horizon Zero Dawn.
Yeah, there you go. That one
was
so
easy.
I was
simple.
gonna say that.
Damn, was
It
that
was-
your review?
Yeah.
Yeah, there was only 2 negative reviews for Horizon Zero Dawn.
Oh,
March
I was
Amazon
quite surprised.
2016.
Yeah, you do.
That's
Yeah,
what
that
gave
was
it away
random
for
item
me.
too.
came out. When did it come out?
March
Oh no,
two-
it's 2017. I've typed
yeah,
it wrong.
the
sorry.
March date gave it away for me. That's why I knew.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, but it was
of
March
course.
last year. That's why I didn't think.
Yeah, that must have been
Rebecca
a typo
Stewart.
or myself. I'm trying to lead you astray.
Yeah.
Do an item now before we wrap
Okay,
up.
right then. All right. Okay. This machine is anything but lightweight. With the main machine and all the way to the top, it's very difficult to use. I thought I found the solution to all my work, and it turns out that you need to be working out of the gym 3 times a week just to lift it.
Oh, so it's some sort of
Machine aids life.
gym machine.
Yeah?
Some sort of machine. It's hard to explain what it could be. I'm thinking some sort of.
That review, like, it sounds nothing like the product. It's very vague, that review.
Is it Hoover?
Yes, it's a Hoover. Yeah. They made it sound like dumbbell lifts or something, didn't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a Hoover. Yeah, it's kind of. It's really hard to find the random item compared to the game. I find like the games, some of them are very vague, and people obviously don't want to spoil stuff. But when you're looking at random items, they just say every other sentence what the item is.
Yeah.
It makes it really tricky to find one.
Okay, before we wrap up, I'm just going to do out this week because I like to bring this back now that games is actually starting to come out again, because it gives us something to get excited about. So I'm just going to look at the week coming, because there's not a lot coming. It's picking up, but there's basically 3 games this week. There's Hellblade, Suna's Sacrifice, which is out on Tuesday. Is that right?
Yeah.
So yeah, that's by Ninja Theory and published by Sony. So I think it's a PlayStation exclusive. So you might want to just check out a few videos or whatever. And hopefully if you do play it, then be sure to let us know. But there's also Seen Mora, or if that's how you say it, Seen Mora EX.
Yeah, we'll go with that pronunciation.
Yeah.
And that's coming to PC, PS4, Xbox One. And there's Sudden Strike 4, which is by SquareXO Media, and that's coming out on the 11th, and that's coming to PC and PS4. And also, let's just go a wee bit further, up to the 16th. On the 15th is Sonic Mania, PC, PS4, Xbox One and Switch. That's by Sega. That's August 15th. That's sort of retro take on Sonic, isn't it? It's kind of like the old games, but they're added in a few new levels and stuff. So yeah, I think that could be a good one maybe to play on Switch, but it's kind of got the old style graphics as well, which I find quite interesting. It's sort of like what they've not HD'd it. It's kind of like pixelated still, I think.
Yeah.
So I mean
that's good.
That's could be different, I guess. And then there's Troll and I as well on the 15th for Switch, and then Matterfall for PS4, which is actually published by Sony. Isn't that the Housemarque one? Matterfall?
No, that was Next Machina, wasn't it? No, or something like that. It was Housemarque.
Matterfall, that was quite interesting. Matterfall is it is Housemarque. That's right. It is Housemarque. See, I knew it. I do know my stuff after all. Yeah, that's this upcoming side-scrolling shooter game developed by Housemarque, published by Sony, coming out on August 15. That'll probably actually be good. Their games are usually really good. They're quite challenging, sort of top-down usually, aren't they? So I imagine this one's sort of same. So isometric top-down. Normally, I'm sure I've seen a bit of that. It could be quite interesting, actually. So yeah, so that's coming.
Yeah. Cool.
Normally good games, Housemarque, like I say. They
did Resogun, didn't they? We need to actually verbally say congratulations to our SQXO July winner, which was at Mystic Wolf 1981 with his Batman screenshot that won emphatically. So well done. And
congratulations.
Congratulations, well done.
Prize is on his way.
I presume SquareXO August has kicked off.
It has, yeah. We've had quite a few entries already, so keep going, people. It's good.
What's the prize this month?
Still got the Aloy Sackboy keyrings. So
right. Did they
same as last month.
Did they still get a print of what they do?
Maybe. Depends if they're good enough.
Fair enough.
But yeah, we've had tons of screenshots already, so I think every month it's going to get harder and harder to pick something.
It was so hard last month.
Yeah, really good range of stuff, especially I think because I've seen a few screenshots of Hellblade, and I think that's going to be another one that's going to take some super pretty screen grabs, so
yeah,
good to see that. So yeah, keep going, hashtag them SQXO August, and we'll retweet them, and
Okay, this has turned into quite a long episode considering we never had any gaming news to talk about, so not bad at all. But we're going to go now. Remember all that stuff I said at the start about Twitter and all that, and it was SquareXO, patreon.com/SquareXO, I was right. So if you want to support us on Patreon, then please do, and visit that address, and then that'll be good. And there's benefits to supporting us, but I don't remember what they are, but you can look them up.
Yeah, it's all on there.
It's all on there. And they're probably, the more we get supported, the more benefits there'll be. So, yeah, so that's good. Okay, thanks for joining us, everyone. It's been a pleasure. And it's been our nice big 3-0 episode. So,
It's all downhill from here, isn't it?
before we know it, we'll be at
Wait till
100.
you get to 40 or 50.
Yeah.
Before we know it, though, we'll be at 100.
Yeah.
That's if we bypass the mid-pod crisis.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's very true.
I'm sure it'll fly by. Okay, thanks for joining us, everyone, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.